for how to answer these questions is don't assume, prove. So when you think you've got the answer, just double check it one more time and make sure that is the right answer. Prove it to yourself that you've done it correctly. So if we look at question 1, we've been given the word potentially and then in brackets 4 smaller words, and we've got to figure out which of these smaller words cannot be made up by the letters in the word potentially. So you may instantly latch onto one word and think that's definitely not in there and then move on. That would be quite dangerous. What you've got to do is look at each word in turn and prove to yourself that you either can or cannot make it from the letters in the word potentially. The way that I did this was, first of all, I would find a distinctive letter in any of these words. So let's take optical, for instance. Quite a distinctive bit of that word is the letter C. So you take the letter C and you look in potentially, and if you can't find it, then that's going to be the word that you cannot make from the letters in potentially. But then again, you go back and you check. You go through all the letters in that word and you make sure, and you can confirm to yourself that yes, you've got that right, well done, now move on. So never assume, prove. The second example we've got is question 8. This is another question where you've got a statement and then you have to choose from certain other statements, you know, what is true. So here we've got I have a headache, so I took some aspirin. And then decide from which of certain statements best supports the information that you've had. Never assume that one is right. You always have to look at which answer you've chosen and look back at the statement above and prove the answer in the statement. So prove that aspirin is supposed to alleviate headaches. Why? Because I had a headache, so I took some aspirin. If aspirin had no effect on headaches, then there would be no point in taking it. Or why would you mention that you took some because you had a headache? Prove it to yourself that you have got the answer right by going back, looking at your answer and checking with the question that you've got it right. And again, with question 11, you've got a code with letters and numbers that you've got to then use to decode another set of numbers. And again, it's very easy to just presume that you have got it right, but with this one, a way to prove to yourself that you've got it right is to write down, you know, A equals 18 and G equals 13 and go through and make sure that what you're trying to decode matches up with certain letters. So, like I say, the key theme, never assume you've got something right. Go back, look at the question and prove it.